Thanks, Jack. Solid as ever.
Hey, yeah, you too, but, hey, what's this about? You feeling all right?
Yeah, I want to make sure, you know? We're good together. I like how we do things.
I do too, V. I do too.
We're not all bad, you know? I ain't letting my rock back!
This is one of those games where the hype might not be real. The hype might have been too much for it to live up to. And that's kind of what it was. A little bit. We are about to get into the good. It's not all bad, people. Trust me, it's definitely not all bad. So everybody's talking about it. Cyberpunk 2077. Is it worth it? All the bugs, people getting their money back, PlayStation and other places taking it off their stores so you cannot purchase it. It's kind of crazy, man. I don't know if I've ever seen anything happen like that with a game before, but we ain't gonna get into too much of that detail here. What we're basically gonna talk about is the good, the bad, and if it's worth it for you to buy on whatever system you got. It's just gonna be my opinion based on my experience with the game on PlayStation 5. Now, I did accidentally play this game before the patch, so I played it pre-patch. I forgot to plug my Ethernet cord in, so I wasn't connected to the internet. So I played it before downloading any updates, and I think it was probably pretty similar to what people experience on PS4 and Xbox. So we're gonna talk about the bugs that I experienced and if I think it's worth it to purchase it after that experience, considering that's probably what it's like on previous gen consoles. And then of course we'll also talk about playing it after the patch, after downloading the updates, how it went, if there was still the same amount of bugs, and if it was worth it to play on PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. So we're gonna jump right into it. If you guys enjoy, go ahead and hit that like button. It does help a lot. Hit that subscribe button if you like, and that notification bell if you don't want to miss out on any future content. We do streaming here, we do gameplay, we do reviews, we do it all, man. Anything and everything gaming, that's what we do here on this channel. All links to everything I use and recommend down below in the description. But without further ado, man, let's get right into the review. All right, so starting from the top, from the very beginning with Cyberpunk 2077, and remember, this was before the patch, before the update. I didn't know, I forgot to plug in the internet, but I'm gonna let you guys know. All right, from the beginning, the customization, it looked a little, I don't know, my first impression on it, when I first seen like the whole customization and how the character looked, I was like, I don't know why he looks like that. It looked a little blurry, a little wonky. I was like, all right, maybe that's just, what they were going for with this whole customization process. So, I started the customization process. It was cool. It wasn't nothing groundbreaking with the customization. You could do basic stuff. You could put tattoos on your neck, but it didn't let you put tattoos anywhere else. I was like, what? You could only put it on the face and on the neck? So, I mean, that was whatever. And then it had an option for the teeth. And I couldn't open up the mouth to see the teeth. It had all these different options for teeth and the mouth wouldn't open. So I was like, here we go with the glitching already. Right off the bat, I haven't even started the game yet, and already we getting into the glitching. So yeah, the first impressions weren't very good for me. But like I said, the customization, it was all right. They gave you a good amount of options. They gave you some options that I've never really seen in games before. So as you guys could see, I did that blurring out. That wasn't blurred out by the game. I actually had to blur that out, you know what I'm saying, for sensitive viewers. I don't know the age range of people that are going to be seeing this video, so I did blur it out. So it does give you some little extra customizations in there, just so you guys know. But anyways, I started the game and it was a good game. It starts off pretty slow. There's 3 ways you could start. You could start a nomad, you could start from the streets, or you could start corporate. I will say, be careful. I thought you were gonna be able to just go in there. I started a new game and didn't say anything about erasing my old previous game, and it totally wiped out everything that I had started. Luckily, I wasn't that far, but it still wiped it out and it didn't even tell me it was going to do that. So just know, if you start a new game, make sure you have the other one saved manually. So between the street one and the nomad, the street one is what I would have preferred, but it does start off a little more slow. a little more story based. The Nomad one starts off a little quicker. It's a little more fun from the jump. You get to do a little more stuff. And I didn't try the corporate yet. I didn't try the corporate, but I did like that aspect of it. You know, you could choose 3 different ones, and it was different from the start. You know, the story was a little different from the start, but then it gets into like pretty much you do the same thing, but you just have different options you could choose with the dialogue. And I'm sure there's little differences here and there, but that aspect I did like about the game. The graphics right away, you know, I wasn't blown away by them, but I wasn't really expecting to be, knowing that it was a previous gen game. I'm playing it on the PlayStation 5, but I wasn't really expecting to be blown away. But you know, the graphics were all right. Me personally, Grand Theft Auto is one of my favorite games. So when we're talking about this type of game right here, I'm always gonna revert back to Grand Theft Auto. And to me, I'll tell you guys right off the bat, it doesn't compare to Grand Theft Auto. I mean, I don't think anything will ever compare to Grand Theft Auto. They just got it down, man. They know how to do the whole open world. They're the best at that. They know how to do it with the physics, the movement, the driving. That's the top of the mountain right here. If GTA's up there, Cyberpunk, you know, they did good. I will say that they did do good, but not quite at GTA's level. So getting right into it, I'm gonna tell you guys right off the bat. We'll talk about the bad first. And I will say right off the bat, if we're talking about playing it before the update, before the patches, if it was like that all the time, I would have definitely sent that game back right away. I'm talking about doing missions. People were just standing there. Jackie, he just kept saying the same thing over and over. It crashed a couple times. It was just, yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't fun. It was just making me mad, if anything. But with that being said, after I downloaded the update, after I downloaded the patch, it played good after that. I mean, there was a little couple wonky things here and there, as you guys see in the gameplay again, but it wasn't too bad. It plays good on PlayStation 5, in my opinion, in my experience. Now, I will say right off the bat as well, if you guys like RPG games, role-playing type games, then you'll probably like this game. There's a lot of role-playing. It doesn't start off with too much action. You're gonna be talking a lot, having a lot of dialogue with people. There's a lot to do, man. If you look at the map is huge, like, and there's so much to do. You're gonna be spending a lot of time on this game. You're gonna have a lot to do on this game. Talking about everything, you know, not just the main mission specifically. If you go out and you do everything that it allows you to do, you're gonna have a lot of time to spend on this game without a doubt. But before we talk about the good, like I said, let's talk about some of the bad. So the bad thing is the AI. The AI is, they're just stupid, man. It's nothing like Grand Theft Auto. Like if you run into somebody on the street, they're just gonna sit there. They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna hop out, try to beat you up. The AI is stupid, man. Even in the game, like sometimes they'll just be standing there. I mean, you kill somebody and then they'll just be standing there like you didn't even just kill them. It's not totally bad, but I don't know, man. And then Jackie, I mean, sometimes this was before the patch. After the patch, it wasn't as bad, but he would just be standing there like I'm trying to kill people and he's just standing there not really doing much. And I've seen that in games in the past where the people that you're with don't really help much. But this was a little extra, man. I was having to do literally everything. And he just kept repeating the same thing over and over. I'm like, bro, this is getting very annoying. Another thing that I didn't really care too much for, with the Nomad, when you're driving the off-roading vehicle, it was a little better, you know, the speed felt a little better, but in the city with the cars, you feel like you're going 3 miles per hour, bro. I'm like, I don't know if it was just that specific car. I haven't got any faster cars yet or any upgraded cars yet. Like I said, the Nomad car did feel a little faster, but the driving, I don't know. Like I said, I compare it to Grand Theft Auto, and that driving is great for me. I love that driving. But in Cyberpunk, the driving is like, that's what it is for me. It's I'm not excited to drive any of the cars. I'm just like, oh, I gotta get somewhere. I'd rather fast travel than drive, because the driving experience, to me personally, I didn't really care for it. Now you can do third person or first person with the driving. Everything else is first person. Now the physics, that's another bad thing. The physics of it when you run into something. I seen a video when they go into the water that you just sink right down. Nothing happens. The water doesn't splash. Obviously, like I said, I'm gonna always go back to Grand Theft Auto. You guys know when you go in the water or you hit anything in Grand Theft Auto, the physics are top notch, top level. Cyberpunk, This wasn't doing it, man. You shoot the water, nothing happens. I mean, they spent a lot of time building this game. It just seems like they cut some corners. They cut some corners when putting this game out. I think they just, it feels like, honestly, it feels like they were taking so long that at some point they were just like, you know what? Let's just put this game out. They got tired of it. They were coming down to deadlines. They didn't want to push it back anymore, which I feel like they should have. I definitely feel like they should have pushed this game back some more and finished up some loose ends that they didn't finish, because that's what it seems like. But they just got to the point where they were like, let's just put this game out, man. It's been too long already. We've been working on this game for what, 7 years? I remember when I first heard about it, I was hype, you know? But then as the closer it got, I was like, you know what? This is one of those games where the hype might not be real. The hype might have been too much for it to live up to. And that's kind of what it was, a little bit. We are about to get into the good. It's not all bad, people. Trust me, it's definitely not all bad. Like I said, the graphics were all right, you know, nothing crazy. I am interested to see how they're gonna look on next gen when actually the official next gen games are put out. But the graphics aren't bad by any means. The surroundings look dope. I ain't gonna lie, the surroundings do look dope. The lighting is pretty cool. I like how it has almost the Borderlands type of feel to it, you know, the little retro type of vibe. I do like that. I really like that, how they didn't really go too much for the realistic look. I like those type of games with the retro looks, and it's just like a game type of vibe, you know? And certain stuff looks amazing. I'm talking about like the desert, the city, you know, the lights and everything, how they made it all look when you're inside the club. They did do very good with things like that. As far as the characters go, it doesn't look anything amazing. There's nothing that's gonna be like, wow, that's crazy, you know, when it comes to the characters. But the lighting and the environment looks crazy to me. I do definitely like the way they did the environment. It looks dope. So the graphics, there's good and bad with the graphics. So with all that being said, let's get into the good, because there is a whole lot of good. And I'm gonna tell you guys at the end if it's worth it to purchase this game. So the good, like I said, the environment looks dope, the lighting looks dope, you know, certain parts of the game look amazing. The story is dope, you know. I haven't finished the game yet, but the more I play it, the more I'm drawn into it, and the more I'm like, man, this is a dope story, man. If anything, it's the story is the best part of it. The gameplay is dope as well. Once you get to a certain part where you get to upgrade the weapons and you're starting to get better guns, like, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but at one point, you know, when a certain character gets introduced to the game and you get to start shooting with that gun that I'm showing you, and I'm popping heads off, that was dope. I'm like, oh, okay, now we get into the action. Yeah, once we started getting to that, I was like, yeah, this is a super dope game. But in the beginning, I was kind of like, you know, it's all right, it's all right. But the more you play, the better the game gets, and the more you're like, okay, yeah, now I see it, now I see it. So the story is dope. I like the whole role-playing part of it. I like those type of games. If you like that type of game, then you'll probably like this. If you're more just like action, 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 there is a lot of action, but there is a lot of times where you're just gonna be talking a lot, and you probably won't get to the action for a little minute. So if you're impatient and you just want to get to the action, I don't know if this game is going to be for you. There is a lot of dialogue and there is a lot of role playing, which I personally like. Now the customization on the things you could do to your character and the amount of perks and upgrades, like there's a crazy amount of stuff. Like I said, the map is huge. You could do a whole lot of stuff. I like all the characters, you know, different personalities that they put in it. And overall, it's a good game. I'm gonna tell you guys straight up, do I think it's worth it? I do think it's worth it if you're playing on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. If you're playing next gen, I definitely think it's worth it to get this game. It's dope, man. Once you get past certain parts, you know, where it's kind of slow, it starts picking up, and the story is amazing, man. I like the story so far. It's really drawn me in, and I can't wait to see more of it. Like I said, I haven't beat the game yet, so I'm still waiting to see more of it. But I could already tell you that I think personally that this game is worth the purchase if you're playing on next gen. Now, if you're not playing on next gen, I don't think it's worth it. I think it's gonna be too glitchy. If it's anything like how it was before I downloaded the patch, I wouldn't purchase this game at all. It was super glitchy, it would crash, certain things wouldn't work properly, and I think I would be getting mad at that part of the game more than enjoying the good parts of it. So if that's how it is on previous gen, I would just wait. I wouldn't purchase the game. But as far as next gen goes, there wasn't too many bugs and glitches as far as from my experience. Now there was a little bit, even after the patch, after the download, it crashes sometimes. but it wasn't enough to where I'm like, yeah, this ain't worth it. The story was good enough, the gameplay was good enough for me to be like, I could deal with a little bit of glitching here and there. I could deal with the physics not really being up to par with GTA, which is understandable because GTA is next level, but not even really close to GTA. You know, like the physics of it are kind of trash in certain aspects of it. So the gameplay and the story is good enough for me to look past those certain things. You can see the action, you know, when I'm popping heads off and he's flipping the gun around. It's dope. I really like it. And when you guys see the story, I'm not gonna say any type of spoilers in here. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but the story just gets better and better. From where I'm at right now, I'm drawn in. I'm locked in now. I'm like, yo, yeah, I need to see more. It's kind of like a movie. I like those games where it's kind of like a movie and you're playing through the movie and you get to choose what you do, and you know, it's you're watching a movie but you're playing it. I like that a lot. I love those type of games, and that's exactly what this is. So if that's the type of game that you're interested in, I do think you will enjoy it. And like I said, if you're playing on next gen, it's definitely worth the purchase in my opinion. Like I said, we weren't gonna get into too much of the details. I'm just giving you guys my opinion, giving you the good, giving you the bad, and letting you guys know what I personally think, if it's worth it or if it's not. Is it on the level of GTA? Not at all. In my opinion, not at all. Not even close. But GTA is way up here, man. Past your view of where my hand's at. That's where GTA is. But this game here is dope. It's super dope. And that's all I can say about it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and leave that thumbs up. If you guys want to see some Cyberpunk streams, let me know. I'm more than happy to do some Cyberpunk streams. If I'm playing it, I mean, I might as well stream it, right? We also stream 2K, GTA. Speaking of GTA, I just started playing that again, and we do stream that. I do stream Warzone, Call of Duty Black Ops, some Among Us. I'm gonna start doing some Among Us here very soon. I play with subs on Saturdays, so if you guys want to come through and get a chance to play with me and the squad, Saturdays is the day that we do that. And we do a whole lot of reviews and everything else, man, on gaming equipment, gaming chairs, you know, everything, anything and everything gaming. Like I said, that's what this channel is about. So if you guys want to join the community and become a 1391 member, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We do have membership options if you guys want to check that out as well. All links to everything I use and recommend down below in the description. We got the merch, we got everything for you guys, man. Anything you guys want. I got a car channel as well if you guys are into that. The link is down below in the description for that as well. And stay tuned, man. We got a whole lot of content on the way. If you guys don't want to miss out, make sure you hit that notification bell. Drop a comment down below and tell me your guys' thoughts. Tell me what you think. Make some suggestions, what you guys want to see in the future. I'm more than happy to take suggestions. That's pretty much gonna wrap it up, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Louis 13 Gaming checking out. Until the next time, I'm gonna see you guys soon. Salute.